Hi, today I'm at Hound Tor Rocks on Dartmoor in Devon in the southwest of England. This is where I grew up. Dartmoor was my playground, and as you can imagine, it was a fantastic petri dish for a young explorer. Right there is the first rock that I started learning to abseil on and to climb. Over there is the house where I first met my beloved little Cocker Spaniel Digit for the first time. He was six weeks old. And that's also the place where I brought Charlie, my young Labrador, and between the rocks and the house is the first place that we ventured out together for a walk. And what followed were almost 17 years of wonderful, wonderful life. Now, Hound Tor Rocks is quite famous, and one of the reasons that it's well known is because of the book, The Hounds of the Baskerville, which is based here. Now, The Hound of the Baskerville book was written by Arthur Conan Doyle, and when he was researching the book, he was staying in a little town on the edge of the moor called Ashburton. And what's really cool is for about 4 years or 5 years, I actually lived in the house where Conan Doyle stayed whilst he was coming up onto the moors to research the book. The name of the family that owned the house? Baskerville. Dartmoor, like many of the other national parks around the UK, is rich in history and archaeology. Dartmoor National Park and their partners do a fantastic job of preserving the archaeology and the history and presenting it in such a way that it's easy to see, appreciate, enjoy and understand. I love Dartmoor, but now I live in the Fens and kind of tackling hills just does feel very alien all of a sudden. But luckily I've got good boots, good pack, good hat, good jacket, and the views are to die for. Now, quite often as I walk along, I'll just like have a little chat to myself. I grew up in Devon. This place is awesome. As I walk, let's talk about kit. On my feet today, I'm wearing my Lower Zephyr GTX boots. It's still not quite wet enough yet for me to get out the mountain boots, all the hardware stuff, the heavy stuff, but these do a great job. They're light, they're stable, and they do what they need to do. My trousers, I'm wearing Rohan active trousers. My jacket is my Ordnance Survey GetOutside Champions jacket, as is my buff, which makes me look loads better. My pack today is the Camera SF Thor 40. Now, the reason I brought the Thor 40, it's big enough for all the kit and my lunch, which is big, and it's also got a really easy to fit integral rain cover. Now, today it's been quite a volatile day weather-wise. 1 minute it's like this, the next it's heavy showers. So with the integral rain cover in seconds, I can put that on and protect my camera kit. So there are a lot of people out on the moor today, and what's really good to see is that they're all kind of following the principles of leave no trace, not only because of not dropping litter, lighting fires, they're drinking from flasks, and they're sticking to the marked paths. And that's really, really important, because when you go off a marked path, you're damaging the environment around you, and you're creating opportunities for erosion, damage to the flora and fauna. So stick to the marked paths all the time. And when I lived in Devon, and even when I moved away, I would still come back here to train for my expeditions. Dartmoor, as you can imagine, is a fantastic place to train for expeditions. You've got the undulating terrain and the mud, lots of mud, and hills and valleys and water, and it's a really good place to practice navigation. So Dartmoor is the place to come. I sound like I'm an advert for Dartmoor. Dartmoor when the sun's out is beautiful. Dartmoor when the rain is driving horizontally, full of sleet and even hail, is just as beautiful, but in a different way. If you get the chance, visit Devon. I'm biased, I'm a Devon boy. Cream first on my scones and all that kind of stuff. Or scones, depends how you say it, but it's got to be cream first either way. Now, Devon's a beautiful county. You've got miles and miles of coastline, north and south. You've got deep wooded valleys, you've got rivers and streams and lakes, and you've got Dartmoor. It's all special, but Dartmoor really is a special place. You can go onto the Dartmoor National Park website to find out loads of resources, places to stay, things to do. Whatever you do, come down here, enjoy it, use it, learn, and leave no trace. I signed off the last video with a navigation hack, and that was, as you're moving, to stop every so often, turn around and look at where you've been, so that you know when you're on the return journey, you know what it's going to look like, and life becomes a lot easier. Now this week's hack isn't really a hack, it's more of an exercise, and that's to start to develop your natural navigation skills. And the first thing I'd like you to do is to learn how to use the sun as a compass. You can pick up a copy of my book, The Ultimate Mapping Guide for Kids. It gives you the basics in there, or any of Tristan Gooley's books are fantastic and really in depth. Natural navigation skills help to give you an easy validation for your positioning and your movement decisions. What a plank. I talk about navigation, I've written books about navigation, I teach navigation. I was so busy making a video, I've taken the wrong damn path.